Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be your host, The Sound, and I am excited to be bringing another NGS match. We're going to be looking at Division C East. For this one, Protectors of Shakuras taking on Deep Waters. This is going to be a best-of-3 series, and it's an exciting one because both of these teams are bringing back players from previous seasons of NGS that had taken a few seasons away. But as it turns out, our community league brings people together and friends back to the game, so it's exciting to have everybody back in it. Deep Waters are looking to extend their current win streak. They're coming in hot off of 2 wins, and they're hoping to extend it here for this game. Let's take a look at the league standings to see how everyone is performing at present. Current division has Deep Waters at 5th place with 15 points, and Protectors of Shakuras at 11th with 5 points. There are 4 points up for grabs, as many as 4 points to either team, so a domination from Protectors of Shakuras would put them up in the 8th, 9th position there, which I'm sure they are excited at the prospect of. We can also take a look at our battlegrounds before we get into the first draft of the game. We had Deep Waters winning the coin toss and opting for first pick, so the map bans were Braxis and Sky Temple for Protectors of Shakuras, and Dragonshire and Tomb the Spider Queen for Deep Waters. We're headed to Alterac for Game 1. So we're definitely going to be looking for compositions that split push well, ones that scale well. The battleground is known for going pretty late. And welcome to all those tuning in. Be sure to cheer on whichever team you like best. I'm sure they'll be excited to see you guys cheering them on when they come back for the VOD. And we should be getting started here in just a moment. Thank you for the follows, Pants and Baby Whale. Happy to have new members of the channel. All right, here we go into draft for game number 1. So having done a little bit of scouting on these two teams and thinking a little bit about the battleground, both Hanzo and Anubarak are going to potentially be contested picks in these drafts for the whole series. Anubarak likely taking additional importance here on Alterac, given their ability to solo cap the objective using their trait beetles. And Shakuras have sniffed it out, going with the first ban Anubarak. I believe Anubarak, if I'm remembering my stats correctly, is the most picked hero by Deep Waters this season. So, not surprising to see Shakuras take it out in the first slot there. On the other side, the Chromie ban from Deep Waters, definitely something that the Protectors have played this season. And Chromie also offers a great deal of objective stall, so not too surprising of a ban there. Followed up by the Johanna. Johanna, just a general good pick, a sturdy frontline presence, and something that I believe Shakuras has played to some success thus far this season. So a little bit more of a target ban there. We'll see how Shakuras answer back, and it is going to be the Hanzo ban. So both contested picks showing up in these first two bans. We'll see what the first pick is from Deep Waters, and they opt for the Brightwing. Her global presence is great on a battleground as large as Alterac, as well as having a very strong heal starting at level 0 and an excellent cleanse. Shakuras answers back with the Junkrat Hogger. Both really strong picks on the battleground. Junkrat offering that objective stall that the Chromie might have provided, and Hogger able to take the all-important Null camp. Deep Waters respond with Greymane Mal'Ganis. So tank and healer locked in for Deep Waters. Offlaner picked up by Shakuras. I'd expect to see an offlane ban here from the Protectors. Blaze is always a sturdy presence in the offlane and available, so we might see a ban on it there. It's going to be Zagara instead. Zagara, a bit of a tech pick for Deep Waters, one of their more popular heroes as well, and definitely someone who can get a lot of split push done. So a good pick for the battleground, especially with how safely she can do it, given the vision her creep tumors give. Deep Waters likely to look at banning another healer or tank, given that they've already selected theirs. It's going to be the Varian ban. Varian, a bit of a favorite of the Protectors, so not surprising to see the ban there. Next two picks, they still need a healer, a tank, and they've got one more flex pick. We'll see where the preference is for their holding of last pick. We could still see Diablo picked up, a good hero that scales well into the late game. Sylvanas Rhaegar. Excellent. Sylv, one of the better assassins for the battleground, with her ability to apply map pressure with her trait, and even potentially amp up the siege camp in mid with her level 4 Mercenary Queen. And Rhaegar, one of, if not the highest win rate hero in Storm League, so never a bad pick. Gazlo for Deep Waters. Okay, Gazlo and Nazeebo. Well, Deep Waters certainly are looking to scale with the Nazeebo. Gazlo also scaling well to 20 with Bomb Toss. Last pick here for Dagny, looking to pick up a tank. We still have the Diablo. There are some oddball picks available, like Mei. It's going to be the Arthas. All right. Let's take a look at these drafts here as we get into game number 1. So, as far as scaling potential is concerned, I am liking Deep Waters' draft with the Gazlo and Nazeebo. Protectors of Shakuras also don't have too many displacement answers for the Mal'Ganis, which is a good way to avoid the stuns and sleeps that the Dreadlord brings. Of course, they do have a lot of damage with Sylvanas and Junkrat, and Arthas is going to be tough for Greymane to get in on, so I wouldn't say that it is definitively in either team's favor. We're going to have to see how they play it out here in our first game of the series. So let's do just that and get into it and introduce our teams. Here on the left in blue, we've got Protectors of Shakuras. The Boomer 444 on Sylvanas, Johnny K.A. on Rhaegar, Aurum on Junkrat, Dagny playing Arthas, and Pants playing Hogger. And to the right in red, we've got Deep Waters. Support main playing Brightwing, Quiet Time on Mal'Ganis, Valen on Nazeebo, Jared Rossi on Greymane, and Black Jesus playing Gazlo. It looks like for the first wave of the game, we've got a bit of a Sylvanas push queued up here. Deep Waters sending all 5 of their heroes to mid lane. They have not scouted out that Shakuras are going for this bot lane strategy. And so they're going to get a fair bit of damage done onto this bottom tower on bot fort front wall. Here's the rotation in from Deep Waters now. It's a 5-hero commitment from both sides. Dagny getting the root onto 3, but caught in the zombie wall. Johnny K.A. hasn't used the purge yet. Oh, a great sleep catches 2, but Shakuras are able to make it out alive after a fair bit of damage gets put onto that that bot fort wall. So still a 5-hero commitment, and Dagny goes down. First blood going over to Deep Waters. Quiet Time looking for the sleep, but will not find it. Checking in on mid lane, we had Black Jesus get a little bit of experience there. And with 1 minute achieved here on the clock, we can see our teams already headed for the mercenary camps. Johnny K.A. and Pants both doing a great job on merc camps, with Jared Rossi no slouch on the gray main either. Level 1 talents, we've got Frost Presence from Dagny, already up to 5 stacks on that root quest. So a good start for Arthas. That's going to make it a lot easier to get reliable CC after the quest is complete. And 32 stacks for the Spider Colony, or Widowmakers rather, at level 1 for Nazebo. Aurum takes a lot of damage there from support main. Johnny K.A. comes in for the bite and supporting the squad with the healing. Looks like this mid camp will go down before it does any damage to Deep Waters' wall. Dagny receives the purge, and Jared Rossi gets a huge boop in. Support main able to save them with the phase shift in time, and it looks like Arthas is out of mana. So Deep Waters may have an opportunity to get a fair bit of push done here. Aurum will have a fair bit of anti-siege capabilities on the Junkrat, and it looks like they are not interested in pressing their advantage too far. Checking in on top, Boomer having a tough time trading into the Gazlowe, as Valen is on the bot side with Pants. First objective spawning on the bot half of the map here. We'll see when our teams look to prioritize these pickups. It can be pretty frequent that these 2 objectives get ignored mostly until about level 10, while teams look to get a little bit more split push value here and there. We've already got Pants onto the camp once again, with Jared Rossi following suit. So both teams doing a great job to keep up with the mercenaries. Checking in on our experience, we've got a slight XP lead for Deep Waters. Shakuras trailing a little bit on the minion XP front, as well as the single hero kill. Checking in on bot lane, Pants trading a little bit onto Valen there. Not going to get too much done. And level 7s achieved by Deep Waters. As Protectors of Shakuras find parity on the talent tiers, we can see Junkrat going for a trap-based build, Sticky Wicket at level 7. And the phase shift down into bot lane, looking for potential kill onto Pants there. And it looks like with that shift, Deep Waters are going to start the fast cap on objective 1. Dagny getting the root on the Brightwing here, but they're caught in the zombie wall. Their support is quite a ways away, and the purge is used a bit early. Dagny falling low, body blocked by Greymane, and that's a second kill. Arthas going down once again. 10 more seconds left required for Deep Waters to secure this first objective. Johnny K.A. will get a brief stall, but with Arthas still 6 seconds from respawn, they're not going to be able to contest any further. Alright, so about 3/4 of the level lead now for Deep Waters. We can check and see in mid lane their camp was able to get a fair bit of push done, and now Jared Rossi with the Greymane is able to get a lot of push done, with their inner beast active. Quiet Time zoning very well with the sleeps and stuns. Night Rush is the sleep, and the stun is called Fell Claws. I'm confident, actually. Dagny falling very low once again. There's the Cleansing Mist from support main. We'll see how much push Deep Waters is able to get done here on this mid fort. Another purge from Johnny KA, and that's heroics for Deep Waters. A great advantage. We'll see how much they leverage it here. Still about a half level before Protectors of Shakuras are able to grab their heroics. So about half of the top fort and half of the mid fort going down in that objective push. Looks like bot wall went down, but mostly unscathed. So Shakuras able to weather the storm. Not too much trouble in their defense. Looks like Black Jesus is continuing to push onto Boomer here as Shakuras unlock their heroics. Now that we've got them on both sides, we can do a quick read of who's got what. We've got Blink Heal from Brightwing. Dark Conversion for Mal'Ganis. Okay, looking for the health swap. Interesting. Valen has opted for Gargantuan. Go for the throat. Oh, Dagny taking a lot of damage here. Quiet Time booped in. And there's the Ancestral. It is Gravel Bomb 3000 for Black Jesus on Gazlowe. And on the other side, it's Wailing Arrow, Ancestral Healing, Riptire, Syndragosa, and Shockwave. So we are Syndragosa gamers here. We're potentially going to get a big fort shutdown at some point. But with the camp at their back, I think Deep Waters aren't as concerned about the Syndragosa as they are concerned about getting this mid fort down. Checking in on top lane, Black Jesus and Boomer trading, but it looks like Boomer's going to get the better of them. Mid fort goes down, and Protectors of Shakuras are able to find their first kill. So that is going to do a fair bit to even up the experience here. We can now see that they are slightly ahead on hero kill XP. Boomer, way far out in front of the team, is going to go down. 3 kills now for Deep Waters. And in bot lane, Valen has summoned the Gargantuan. They may just get the fort here. They've got a fair bit of pressure with the wave. Aurum and Pants looking to chase him down. The boop and stun are good. Valen will go down, and it looks like bot fort will survive. Jared, Rossi, and support main are able to take down the top fort, however. So Deep Waters ahead on XP and ahead on the map with those 2 forts going down. Bot fort not long for this world either. At 13, we can see Nazebo. Valen has gone for Ice Block. We've got the Night Beckons for the Mal'Ganis. No idea what that talent does. Black Jesus rotated on by 3. Aurum looking for the boop, gets the boop onto Black Jesus. Looks like Brightwing is space shifting in, but it's going to be 2 for 1 sale. Syndragosa is committed as well. So Wailing Arrow, Syndragosa both used to secure that kill, and that brings them to even talent tiers, level 13. In the meantime, in bot lane, Valen finishes off that bottom fort. So periodic Reaver pressure in all 3 lanes now for Deep Waters. Level 13, a pretty big power spike for Hogger at the very least. I think this is also a pretty good power spike for Trap build. Able to put out 2 traps now, so Aurum is able to cover a lot of terrain with their CC at this point. It's going to make contesting these objectives difficult for Deep Waters. Dagny in deep, caught on the wrong side of the fight. They will receive the Ancestral, but it's not in time. Jared Rossi finishing them off to go for the throat. Boomer caught on the far side here, body blocked by Quiet Time. They get the Haunting Wave out, but they're tracked down by support main and Jared Rossi, so 2 for nothing in that objective fight. An excellent showing by Deep Waters, and they're going to be able to start their channel on this objective. The nice thing for Protectors is that they will get a chance to contest this one more time with their respawns, but they are trailing really far behind to level 16. We can see that is thanks largely to the minion experience, as well as some of the passive experience that the additional structures being taken down by Deep Waters affords them. So they've got a pre-16 fight available to them, but it looks like Shakuras aren't going to take that opportunity. Deep Waters very happy to pick up this objective without too much of a scuffle. We can also see that Black Jesus has started up the boss. A bit of a bold move, but with level 16s in hand, it looks like Protectors of Shakuras are uninterested in contesting it. And with Jared Rossi connected on Greymane, oh, a late rotation, we catch two. There's the Gravo Bomb. Pants escapes with the Unstoppable, but won't escape that last auto. Quiet Time looking for another stun here onto Dagny, followed up by the stun from Gazlo. Ancestral is timely, and a great zombie wall by Valen is going to catch Arthas, and the Lich King goes down. So another 2 kills going over to Deep Waters. They've got a boss and an objective here in top lane. I think this keep is not long for this world. They'll make quick work of it. But it looks like in mid and bot, there's been a fair bit of defense. So the core is still pretty tanky here. It's got 40 armor thanks to its 2 remaining keeps. And it looks like Deep Waters are cognizant of this. They're going to back up rather than choose to try and all in the core with their boss and objective. They're going to peel off and look at this bottom boss as well. This is another even talent tier fight for Protectors of Shakuras. They've got the Spread Volley and Will of the Forsaken. Pretty good survivability boost for Boomer, but with how fast they rip through that boss, Deep Waters have basically just laid a trap for Shakuras. The Wailing Arrow lands onto 3. Boomer gets the Haunting Wave out, but Dagny's still caught on the backside here. Jared Rossi receives the phase shift. Black Jesus looking very low, will go down. Support main and Jared Rossi having to kite out, and Boomer goes down on the other side. So 1 for 1 in the engagement, but the boss nonetheless going over to Deep Waters, and they're looking to pressure this bottom keep with this pushing advantage. Dagny falling very low here, receives the Ancestral Healing, and there's a great boop onto Jared Rossi. Junkrat has been doing an excellent job getting heroes over the wall into bad position. Aurum playing phenomenally on the Junkrat, securing a kill and potentially protecting this bottom keep from the worst of Deep Waters' push. So Protectors of Shakuras able to stem the bleeding there with a power play on the map. We'll see how much they're able to catch up on the experience front. Still trailing about 2 levels at current. But there are lots and lots of minions both in mid and top lane, so they'll have a lot of experience on the map to catch up on. But even so, Deep Waters only a half level away from their Storm talents. Looks like Dagny trying to scout out Quiet Time, but oh, a huge Gravo Bomb catches 2. Unable to catch any more in the zombie wall, however. So it is 5v4 in favor of Shakuras, but they are mostly kiting back, looking for safety, given how close to level 20 Deep Waters are. Pants takes an aggressive spin in here, and on the bottom side, Black Jesus is caught out. Dagny throws the Syndragosa, and with Storm Talents in their hands, Deep Waters takes it to Shakuras. A 5-hero wipe with a healthy wave in mid and an objective available for their capture. Looks like Deep Waters will have 1 babysit this objective, while Jared Rossi and support main try and support this camp push in mid lane. Psych. Who needs a mid lane keep? They're going straight to core. There is about 20 seconds before the rest of Shakuras are back alive, and with a fully formed wave at their back, I think Deep Waters are happy to go for the core here, and that'll do it for Game 1. GG and well played to to Deep Waters. A strong showing from Deep Waters there in Game 1, showing prowess on some seldom seen heroes. I thought Quiet Time on the Mal'Ganis did a great job locking down lots of the members there, and it looked like Shakuras had a few slight miscommunications with between the front line and the back line. Sometimes Dagny or Pants being caught far away from any sort of follow-up damage. Let's check in on the stats to see how our players fared. Junkrat on the side of Protector Shakuras, top of their damage, with Valen on Nazebo, top damage for Deep Waters. For any interested, he was unable to get stacked on the Vile Infection, and so they did the right thing. Valen opted to upgrade their Heroic for their Storm talent rather than hope and dream they might get the 175 stacks. You love to see that level of awareness out of the players in our fair league. All right, so let's get set up for our second game here. Head back over to the Battleground screen and see where we're headed for Game 2. For all those tuning in or who tuned in during Game 1, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Keep cheering on those teams. Let them know who you're rooting for. I see Hoku, and I know that Hoku is rooting for any team that picks Artanis. So we'll see if it comes to pass here. Looks like we have a second lobby coming up here. All right. And so we are going to Battlefield of Eternity as selected by Deep Waters. So for all those Artanis believers, that means we could see it. One of the Daylon's Hierarch's best maps, which I'll be honest with you, fair viewers, I am not an Artanis believer, which isn't fair, because I've seen plenty of people get plenty of value out of the hero, but I can't make it work. I don't know how. Definitely survivable, but not much else. We saw Jared Rossi on the Greymane, and Artanis does bring a pretty serious uptime blind with their Suppression Pulse Heroic. So another reason to draft them on Battlefield of Eternity. It gives you an opportunity to shut down any auto attack heavy immortal HP burn. And of course, amateur opponent at level 1, another strong auto attack immortal burn option. And I can say that Shakuras have played it. I don't know if Deep Waters have as well, so we'll see how contested the pick is here. I'm expecting to see the same Hanzo and Anubarak bans out of Protectors of Shakuras. It is an excellent battleground for both of those heroes as well. Hanzo offering a lot of safe objective poke, and Anubarak offering a lot of engage potential over all of the different terrain that heroes can hide behind in the middle of the map where the objective takes place. All right, we've got a draft up, so let's head into it. Ah, okay, so already changing up the bans here, opting for a Brightwing ban this time round. Support main performed very well on the hero last game. getting a lot of key polymorphs. Definitely shutting down the Arthas pick pretty hard there. We'll see how Deep Waters responds. Last game, they emphasized Chromie, Joe, and Varian. You can see the Joe ban once again. Sticking with the Anud ban. So Shakuras definitely want to keep Deep Waters off that most popular pick of theirs. Can't say I blame them. Definitely good for the Battleground. Definitely something that Deep Waters has shown prowess on thus far in the season. Next ban here, we could see the Junkrat band. Aurum played a pretty strong Junkrat last Battleground, and they offer a lot of objective vision control with their traps. It's going to be the Rhaegar ban instead. Alright, and there's Aurum picking up the Hanzo. As we mentioned, it is a highly contested pick, so not surprised to see it go first here. Offering vision, safe, objective poke, and it's a great deny pick. Alright. Oriel and Chromie. So both sides having locked in their objective poke. Oriel, an interesting choice. She offers a lot of potential CC opportunities with how much terrain exists with her containment slap, whatever that's called, the whip. You all know what I'm talking about. Like Devo, you whip it good. We'll see if support main, in fact, will whip it good. And we've got Uther Yrel. Okay. Whenever I see Uther picked early in the draft, my antenna goes up for a potential double support. We'll see if Deep Waters are thinking the same thing in this next ban slot, or if they're going to try and narrow more of the DPS options. Alright, Diablo banned out. So if they believe that the double support is coming, they aren't too worried about it, opting instead to ban out the Lord of Terror. Hoku correcting me on what Oriel's E is called. It's called Angel of Hope's Dope Rope of Nope. And even if that's not correct, I'm going to open a ticket with Blizzard to have them change the name, because that is absolutely the best name I've ever heard. Artanis ban. Oh no! We aren't going to see the Hierarch of the Daelam, folks. I don't think they've got a particular... Artanis has a particularly strong lane into Yrel. Alright, and we've got Mal'Ganis and Greymane. So, same heroes for Jared and Quiet Time there. And they had a lot of strong plays. Not surprised to see them reprise their roles. Of course, Pants does bring a bit more of a reliable disengage for the Mal'Ganis with her Righteous Hammer. Okay. Li Ming and ETC. So the Holy Cow is available for all those Hindu fans out there. The D-Shield ETC. Last pick here for Black Jesus. We might see another another Gazlo. Not a terrible map for the Goblin? I'm gonna go with Goblin. Don't at me in the chat, all you WoW nerds. Alright, let's take a look at these two drafts as our teams load in for game number 2 on Battlefield of Eternity. ETC and Yrel both offering a fair bit of boop to knock Mal'Ganis away. Oriel can do the same, though, on the other side. So ETC and Yrel might have a tough time getting onto the side, the backline of Deep Waters. Deep Waters also have great vision control with Chromie's time traps and Gazlo's turrets. So it's going to be tough for Shakuras to find alternate angles of engage. We'll see how it works out. They've got a lot more safe poke with the Li Ming and Hanzo. So if it just comes to stalling out, they may be favored. Who's to say? We'll have to see how the teams play it, and we can introduce them now. Here on the left, in blue, we've got Protectors of Shakuras. The Boomer 444 on Li Ming, Johnny K.A. on Uther, Aurum playing Hanzo, Dagny on ETC, and Pants playing Urel. To the right, in red, we've got Deep Waters, Valen on Chromie, Jared Rossi on Greymane, Support Main on Oriel, Black Jesus playing Gazlo, and Quiet Time on the Mal'Ganis. As we get into our first wave of the game, we can see that Aurum has opted for Simple Geometry at level 1, the W Quest for Hanzo, Johnny K.A. also opting for W Quest, Wave of Light for Uther, and Valen going for, once again, for the first time. Once again the first time. I don't know why I always thought it was for the first time. Looking to stack up the Q Quest. The first Dope Nope Rope from Support Main lands true, and Protectors of Shakuras will suffer a little bit of damage here on their fort front wall. Checking in on top lane, we've got Jared going out of vision unseen, so a sneaky first grab on this siege camp, likely in favor of Deep Waters. Pants none the wiser, and it doesn't look like Shakuras is doing too much to scout out the bottom siege camp either. Greymane will make quick work of this top camp and potentially set up for an opportunity to push here with Black Jesus' turrets and the camp at their back. Checking back in on bot lane, 4v3, Deep Waters look like they are doing fine, just fine. Boomer eating a stun there from Support Main. Pants trading pretty well here, getting a fair bit of damage onto Greymane and Gazlo both, but they're already through one of the turrets here on top lane, and they are closing in on level 4 talents. Pants looking for a kill on the Black Jesus, but they will make it out alive. Checking back in on the bot side of the battleground, not much progress has been made for Protectors of Shakuras, although there is a fair bit of stacking progress for Aurum on the Hanzo, already at 15 stacks. Black Jesus almost falling to a rotation from the Boomer. But now Quiet Time is looking for the stun. They get the sleep onto Pants, who's out of mana, but able to escape with just a sliver of HP. So that top fort wall going all the way down before first objective spawns. It's a pretty strong siege advantage for Deep Waters. We can see they're picking up their Shaman camp on the right as Protectors of Shakuras work on this bottom Khazar camp, having already secured their siege camp. Bruiser camp? Bruiser camp. Shaman camp. They're all S's. You know what I mean? And so they've got a pretty strong push here in bot lane. Pants gets onto the other side of Jared, a stun follow-up by Dagny, and Quiet Time able to sleep his Greymane out of trouble. But they're falling low here. Pants and the Boomer working on the top side with Dagny on the bot side. A time trap and stun. Johnny K.A. falling low, and it's going to be ETC who falls first. Pants next to go. Black Jesus has rotated in and is mostly full HP, having dealt with the bot camp. And it looks like what seemed as though a strong engage for Protectors of Shakuras turns to ash in their mouth as Deep Waters secure the first halftime of objective number 1. Boomer and Aurum rotating up to deal with this Bruiser camp that is putting pressure on the fort, is going to give Deep Waters even more room to build up a lead on the objective. Shakuras will not have much time to burn HP off of this Immortal, and they're looking to rotate in here. That's a completion for Simple Geometry. Boomer falling low, Johnny K.A. as well. Black Jesus and Jared on the bot side of the fight, looking for kills, but it's ETC once again who goes down first. There's the first kill for Protectors. Uther's going to go down as well, but they're going to get some trait value here, getting some healing and armor onto the Yrel. Of course, this extended retreat means that Shakuras are not in range to defend this objective. And Belith has about half of an HP bar worth of shielding. This bottom fort may go down here in this push. A excellent advantage built up in the early going of it by Deep Waters. Level 7s on both sides. We've got the Orb talent, whatever that one's called. Zai's Vengeance at 7. So Boomer looking for some consistent poke, trying to get resets on the Arcane Orbs. Looks like even half or more of the keep wall goes down. And here's a heavy rotation to top lane. Pants isn't going to make it out in time. There's the loop from Chromie and a quick kill onto the Yrel. A little too far ahead of safety in that position. And now Deep Waters are a full level ahead towards their heroics. We'll see how well they're able to defend this next push. Valen and Jared both putting a lot of pressure on the structures, both at range and otherwise. The Dope Rope from support main gets Dagny out of their backline, and ETC falling very low. They make it out alive, sub 200 HP, but they are still living. And heroics are online for the rest of Deep Waters. We've already seen Chromie's time loop. It's go for the throat, Crystal Aegis, Gravo Bomb, and another Dark Conversion pickup for Quiet Time. There's the loop onto Dagny, but they won't get out of the time loop, or the Purge doesn't get them out of the time loop. There is the Stasis put onto Quiet Time. Johnny K.A. looking for some stuns on the support main, and Valen trying to finish off the Uther there. Checking in on bot, we do have Pants and Black Jesus contesting this objective. Heroic will be committed by Black Jesus. Looks like Pants doesn't get the full knockback here, and Jared gets the rotation in. I think this Yrel is likely to go down. No Heroic means no Ardent Defender available, and that's going to be another kill. 7-1 in the kill feed in favor of Deep Waters now. Heroics are near for Protectors of Shakuras. They may be able to collect some experience here on the side lanes, get heroics, and defend in halftime. Assuming favorable objective spawns, their composition is well built to poke down the Immortal HP. Unfortunately for them, it isn't a defensive Immortal spawn, and so Deep Waters immediately get back onto the race. They are burning through this Immortal HP as fast as you like. Heroics online now, but Boomer takes a lot of damage. Dagny in deep here. They've opted for the Mosh Pit. Quiet Time looking for some stuns. Mosh catches none. Or I'm sorry, Gravo catches none. Sleep onto Pants, who's already used Ardent Defender. There's the D-Shield. An overlap between Quiet Time and support main. It means that, okay, Dark Conversion is still up. But, man oh man, Deep Waters has a full HP Immortal, full shield as well. This is going to be a tough push for Shakuras to defend, especially with most of their heroics already used in that retreat. There is still the threat of a Mosh Pit here. Cleanse from Uther used. Dagny is zoning Deep Waters off with the threat of a huge stun. And it looks like they are able to get through the HP, or the shield HP, but Shakuras still might lose this bottom keep. Meanwhile, in bot lane, or I'm sorry, the top keep, bottom lane, the siege, or shaman camp has gone uncontested by Deep Waters. So they've lost most of bottom fort. Of course, they already have their level 13 talents, and they do save the fort in time. So they're not too concerned with the damage it's taken. They're still a talent tier up, but splitting across the map means that Shakuras will get the opportunity to sneak away that siege camp. If I'm on the side of POS, I'm thinking about controlling these rotations, making sure that we've got our ETC and Uther set up in these bushes to protect anyone soaking on the side lanes. We'll also need to be thinking about potentially letting waves come to us. And if I'm on the side of Deep Waters, I'm thinking about pressing my advantage. I've got a talent tier lead. I have everything going for me, a great deal of poke with Chromie, and a Shaman camp at our back. So they might finish off this keep here, stun onto Quiet Time. And there's the Dragon's Arrow. Stasis popped. Oh, Dagny moshes in place, but it's interrupted by the Gravo. So that is a... Oh, that is only a partial cooldown. Excellent. So Deep Waters might not know. I was under the impression that the mosh had gone off. So if Deep Waters are similarly misinformed, Shakuras could have a surprise for them. And not the level 20 Zul'jin talent. Alright, objective available for contest. We've got Dagny trying to get to level 13 here, and Boomer and Aurum working on this objective HP. Quiet Time causing a ruckus, and the quick race from Deep Waters will get them ahead on this first objective halftime. This is the even talent tier fight that Shakuras needs to get back into the game. No one's controlling these rotations. Mal'Ganis is on the back here, so Pants and Dagny are far away from Aurum. Pants, already having used the Ardent Defender, will receive the E-Shield, and Quiet Time gets a Dark Conversion on the far side. Burn positions favors Deep Waters. With their level advantage, they're going to have a pretty easy time zoning out the members of Protectors of Shakuras as they lock in their third Immortal here. They've got a lot of wave pressure built up in bot lane as well, which is where the Immortal is headed. And it looks like we do have Black Jesus in top lane working on pushing that catapult up, trying to stack that wave to get additional pressure, try and threaten both keeps simultaneously here. Level 16's now online for Deep Waters. Ariel looking to... Dagny gets the stun onto 2. A great stasis onto the Greymane will get them out alive. And there's the loop onto Dagny. They look for another stun catching Valen, but Johnny K.A. will fall as well. So 2 for nothing in the engagement. Immortals still working on their shield HP, and top keep has already gone down. So it's going to take a heroic defense from Aurum and Boomer. We'll see if they're able to do it. Both, oh my gosh, on the top side they lose Pants. The Yrel going down 1v1 to the Gazlo. And Jared Rossi is connected onto the core. Greymane is wailing away, and it looks like this could be a quick 2-0 going over to Deep Waters. A kill onto Boomer and a pause, but it's going to be game 2 in the bag in favor of Deep Waters. GG and well played. So Deep Waters showing a commanding presence on both battlegrounds here, controlling a lot of the objectives, both through their vision control and their strong Immortal HP burn. They're able to lock this series in 2-0. We can check in on our post-game stats, see how our teams fared. Chromie and Ming both getting a lot of damage in thanks to their long range, but in the end, it was the experience advantage built up by Gazlo in the off lane, as well as the 14-1 kill count that really kind of told the tale of this game. I will bring up the talents for everyone as I check to see if any of the fine folks from our teams are going to be able to join us for a post-game interview. And we can set up for our post-game screen here. So an excellent showing from both of our teams, but in the end, Deepwater's showing exactly how strong oddball picks like Mal'Ganis and Gazlowe can be. Quiet Time and Black Jesus both putting up some serious performances on those heroes. I also have to give another mention of Jared Rossi's Greymane play. They were pretty strong on the hero in both games 1 and 2. And it looks like we will have an interview in just a second. Let me hop over to that screen so that everyone can hear you. GG and well played. How are you guys feeling after your series win?
Yeah, good games.
It was pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning of the first one though.
Yeah, it was a real brawl in the first one. Especially on the objectives. But
sure, yeah, absolutely. I think the comp that they had drafted for game 1 with the Junkrat especially seemed to give y'all some trouble across the game. They were able to get some objective stalls, but also some really great boops over terrain into fort aggro range. Is that something that y'all are familiar with playing against, or is Junkrat a less common sight for you?
I definitely told the team, make sure we always keep vigilant of the Junkrat, like traps and like the W on the ground. But then I also found myself flying into their base, so yeah. I mean, it was something we were looking for, but it's hard. They played it well. Absolutely,
absolutely. The Arthas Syndragosa pick was something that caught me off guard. Arthas, not a hero I see too commonly, and when I see them picked, Syndragosa is not the heroic that I expect out of that team. Is that something that you guys were concerned with, or did you feel like your heroics, the Dark Conversion, the Go for the Throat, you had the tools enough to deal with any sort of big AoE slow? How did that kind of heroic change your game plan, if at all?
I mean, it definitely, it shuts down your forts and all your objectives and stuff like that. Or, your turrets, sorry. So we have to, play a lot more defensive on that side. But we were luckily able to play against it not too bad in the fights. But I think that's just mainly because of our positioning and our healer making our calls and stuff.
Yeah, like I had the Greymane talent at 13, I think it is. That gives you the 30% movement speed if you have your W up for a while. So like that kind of helps counteract it, but like it still is just, it's still a pain if you're trying to go in with the team and then you're getting slowed. So we were
definitely respecting it.
We were respecting it, yeah.
And it turned out really well. You guys were able to, after a little bit of trouble in the early stages, stage a pretty convincing push into the late half of game 1, and then game 2 it was kind of a one-team show, if we're being honest. Were you expecting to be able to lock in the Greymane for the second game? After seeing how well you performed on it in game 1, I was half expecting a ban.
I think I was kind of surprised that I got it. I was telling my team we should definitely double pick the first, like our damages first, because we know that they like to play Chromie, and then I was worried about the Greymane getting picked, but my team was like, no, listen to me, and then I was like, okay, and I trusted them, and we luckily still got it.
We were expecting it for the final ban though,
because it's good on the race map.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely great immortal HP burn. And I'll also say that you guys had a lot of vision tools. I think it was a really smart draft from y'all, getting the Chromie and the Gazlowe, both with the time traps and the turrets, offering the all-important vision around the middle of the map, where there are so many angles around terrain and all those vents for ETC or Urel to pop out of. So controlling vision was really great, and support main really made the Oriole picks shine with some excellent whips.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, he loves his Ario. I mean, he just he knows how to play the champ. I don't know. What do you think?
He's
Sugar?
definitely very aggressive, and he's able to utilize the whip really well. You know,
Definitely.
just because there's so much good terrain on that map, especially.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
Especially, you know, they wanted to come into us, we think, with that comp, so the Ario had a lot of value. So that's probably why we picked it mainly.
Definitely makes a lot of sense. And when I was doing a little bit of research on your team before the match, I saw that most of y'all played together back in Season 12 on A Touch of Honey, and are back after 5 seasons away. What's brought you back to NGS? And welcome back to NGS, for that matter.
Thank you.
yeah. Well, I mean, I can take the reins at the start of this one. I mean, as you can see, most of us, really all of us but one, are all back again. Our new friend Valen, was really in Heroes of the Storm and heard about that we used to be in NGS, and pretty much was like, hey guys, like we should try and give it a shot. Like I think it'd be dope. And we also know the Frankfurters who got us in here originally, and we saw they were going in for it again, so we figured it wasn't a bad time to hop back in.
Yo, shout out to finding A Touch of Honey. That's awesome. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's been a throwback. I can't believe it's been 5 seasons.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a while, but it's great to have y'all back, especially when you can put up such great performances. Those are all the questions I've got, so before I let you go and celebrate with the team, any shout-outs you'd like to give, the floor is yours.
We definitely always shout out the Frankfurters.
Mhm.
Without them, we wouldn't be here. Shout out to all of our fans watching us. And not that many. We had like 2 people, 2 of our friends watching,
Yeah,
but
all 5
that's all of our fans, you know.
Definitely also a thank you, to the team and to you as well.
Yeah,
for
honestly.
the casting.
Oh, absolutely.
It's always
Night.
a delight to be casted.
Excited to do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out just to my team, I think. Just they all played really well. Even my boy Black Jesus in here with me, he really killed in the side lane, so shout out to him. And just the rest of the team. They all played individually very well, I think. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the interview, gentlemen. Have a great evening.
thank you, you too. Appreciate
Have
it.
a good one.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
So there you have it. A relatively quick 2-0 in favor of Deep Waters. And we heard from Black Jesus and Jared Rossi there. Back after a few seasons away, but they're happy to be back and playing in NGS. It's a great community, and everyone is excited when we have people coming back or rejoining the teams. So shout out to everyone who continues to participate in this grassroots league. Before I sign off, I want to give some shout outs of my own. First and foremost to everyone for tuning in, but also to all of the artists, programmers, and musicians whose work I feature here on the stream. It wouldn't look or sound anywhere near as good without all of their work, and you can find links to all of their socials and websites and whatnot down below the video, as well as at the end here. There will be a credit roll in just a second. Until next time, thank you all for tuning in. Good luck, have fun, peace, and love.